my video today. I'm excited to be bringing you another Suite of Possibilities video that I am doing with my friend Pip from the UK. So at the end of the video, you're going to want to head over to Pip's video and check out the projects that she made with the suite that we've picked out. If you are coming over from Pip's channel, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and join us so that you can catch other videos. Pip and I love doing these videos where we take a suite of products from Stampin' Up. One of the most amazing things about Stampin' Up, and the thing that I fell in love with right away when I found Stampin' Up, is the way that everything coordinates and how you can get all of these products and they will all match and go together, and it makes creating a lot easier. So Pip and I, last month we did a Suite of Possibilities, and I'll link that in a card right up in the corner if you didn't catch that and you want to go back and catch that. This month we are taking a look at the Abstract Beauty products, and this is on page 48 and 49 of the new catalog, the January through June catalog, and it has all of these really fun products here. The only thing that I do not have from this suite is this pack of, it's 60 pieces of different little designs and elements that you can use on different things. That's the only thing that I don't have. But today I'm going to be using the stamp set, the Hexagon Embellishments. If you've been around for a while, you know that I am totally bananas over anything that is hexagon. It's one of my favorite shapes. I love it when we have anything that has hexagons in it, so I'm really excited about these embellishments. We also have the card set, and I've used quite a few of these already. I did a set of cards. Again, I'll try to remember to link that in a card for you guys. I did a set of 4 cards on a live using the card set and the envelopes. And then the next thing is the stamp set I will be using, and then I will be using this paper. This paper, I have, I think, about 2 packs of it, I think is what is in here. It's a new size for Stampin' Up. It's 4x6, which is a really fun size. So I'm going to be using this designer paper. And what I've done is I've pulled 2 pieces of 12x12 cardstock because, of course, I'm going to show you a scrapbooking layout. And then I've also pulled all of the colors that coordinate with this suite. I don't know if I'll use all of the colors, but I just pulled 2 sheets of each color so that I could have it on hand to dive in and make several projects for you guys. So we're gonna dive in, we're gonna look at several projects. I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks on using all of this stuff, and then I will share my projects with you. And then you'll wanna head on over to Pip's YouTube channel and check out all of the projects that she made. And then let us know in the comments what you loved about this suite, and if you're planning on picking up any of these amazing items. As always, a supply list is in my YouTube description. It is also over on my website. So if you want to purchase any of these products and you are in the US, I would love for you to purchase them with me, and let me know what you're loving about this. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, really quickly, before I jump in and show you the projects that I made for you for our video today, I want to show you some of the product that I used. Of course, I used the bundle, so the Hello Beautiful and the stamp set here, and then the dies. The stamp set is photopolymer, which I really like. And then I also cut up my stamp set. So for one of my projects, you will see I cut this one up because I wanted this sentiment to stack instead of being straight across, so you'll notice that. And then I love all of the dies. So what I found when I was in the process of making my projects for you guys is that this stamp set, well, it has great abstract images, which are wonderful. I love having stamp sets like this. I needed something else. I needed something with some images. So I just grabbed this stamp set. This is in the annual catalog, and I loved it. It's not that much coloring. Really, it's very simple stamping, which I loved. So, and this is in the annual catalog. So remember to pull in your annual catalog items with your new catalog items. I sometimes forget to do that. I get excited about a catalog and then I'm in the middle of like a mini catalog or the annual catalog. And then I totally forget that we can mix and match these products. So those are the stamp sets and the dies that I used. I used one punch, which was this floral punch. I believe this is still available. I will be linked in the supply list if it is. I have several punches that are retired just because if I like it, I keep it, I use it. They're, you know, punches are great. But if you have some floral dies or something, I needed a little something for one of my projects. And then you will see that I used the designer paper, and then this is my embellishment sheet that I used, and I used a ton of these. You can see I mostly used the black ones, and you will see that on the scrapbook page that I created for you guys. So we're going to dive in, and we're first going to look at the scrapbook page so I don't have to keep zooming in and out. And here it is. I just did a single page. This might be a little bit crooked. It is that time of the day where I have quite a bit of glare on my camera screen. So this is the, it's just a 12 by 12. You could do this as a double page and just mimic these pieces. Now I have a project sheet for you that's going to have all of the measurements for all of the projects, and you can print that. It will be listed in the YouTube description or over on my website, and you'll be able to see all of the measurements. I'll walk you through them because my projects are always really simple. I started with a piece of basic black 12 by 12 cardstock, and I added a piece of 8.5 by 11 blushing bride cardstock. So I didn't cut either one of those, I just layered them together. And then I took this design out of the designer paper. I cut it down to 3 inches and I stacked it because this paper is 4 by 6. So it's not 6 by 6 or 12 by 12. And so you're gonna have to do a little bit of some stacking or some layering if you're trying to do a bigger project. But you can see, you can hardly tell that that's stacked together. I just added them right next to each other. And then I took that little strip that I had cut off this and I just added it to the side here. Now I rotated my stripes. So on this side, the stripes go light pink, dark pink, orange, light blue, dark blue, and then it repeats. On this side, I just flipped it. So the dark blue, light blue, orange, dark pink, light pink, it's opposite. These are 2 photo mats that I created. It's just 4 by 6 balmy blue cardstock, and then on that I added I took a 1/4 inch off and I added white. So my photo will end up being 3.5 by 5.5 will be the photo that I will add into this spot. There is twine. The twine is from the sportsy, baseball-y items in the back. Is it called Sports Fan, something like that. There is a set of baker's twine that has this blue baker's twine. I wrapped it around and tied a bow, but you can see that I can add my photo underneath. And then this is where I used that punch. I just punched out some pink and blue flowers, and then I added those hexagons right over those flowers to the middle part. And that is my 12 by 12 scrapbooking page. Again, there'll be photos on my website, and then there'll be photos and measurements on my project sheet. Next, let's look at some of the cards I made. These were really fun. I have this card here, which is a little bit of a fun fold card. You open it up, it has a space to write your message. All I did was I just chopped off the bottom part of this card. I outlined this in white ink. I did this faux stitching, which I love, and then I added this Just Jade ribbon. I stamped some of the flower images from the stamp set, and then I added those hexagons into the middle. This is the die cut from the dies. And then this is the paper. I love it. I love that gold. If I were to do this again, I might add a touch of gold in some other places. But that is the first one I did. The second one, this one is probably my favorite card that I did. And on this one, I used that striped paper. I guess I was really drawn to that striped paper because I used it several times and didn't even realize it. I added that, so it's just a layer. We have a standard A2 size card, and then I took Mango Melody and I did a card front, so I took a 1/4 inch off that. Then I took the striped paper and took a 1/4 inch off that and layered those together. And then I just love this floral piece. So again, I just took some cardstock and layered that designer paper. I did the die cut is the hexagon, and then I just did some stamping, which is the star of the show. If you get really close to my card, you can see I used a little bit of whiteout because I dropped my stamp set right on there. And so I just used a little bit of whiteout and I stamped right over it. It's not noticeable unless you get it up really close, but that is often something that I will do when I make a little mistake. I accidentally had this stamp. When I went to stamp this, I had these X's. They attached to my block. They had a little bit of ink on it and I dropped it and it made a line right across there. And so I just didn't want to restamp everything. So I fixed it a tiny bit with some whiteout. So we have this one, and then when you open up the card, I did some whiteout, and again, that stripe, I just love it. So that is the next card. This is where we start getting into where I felt like I needed a little something extra, and this is where I brought in that second stamp set. I also cut up my sentiment and I stacked it. I wanted something to be able to sit right there. I probably need to add a little color to this little guy and some shadowing underneath, but I love that. I used a hexagon embossing folder on the back part of this. It's not within the Sweet products, but it is a new product, and I loved the hexagons. This card, I had done some background stamping with some of the images from the stamp set, and when I embossed it, I accidentally embossed it backwards, and I was like, you know what, this actually looks a little bit better with just the embossing, and then I did a die cut with the designer paper. Next up, for these next two cards, I used the 4x6 cards that have the envelopes. So this is the envelope that I picked to go with it, and then this is the card. So I just layered the floral image, and again, this is one I messed up on. I originally wanted the pink to be the background and then this layer here to be the floral, and when I put my adhesive on, I just messed up and I put the adhesive on the wrong side, and so I just switched it to where the florals are the first layer and then the pink is the second layer. And then I stamped this little guy. I did a little bit of coloring. I did a little bit of a shadow on the bottom. I am not good at putting shadows on the bottom of like where they should be. Like I feel like I got it too dark, and then it's not something that I'm great at. I keep trying. I think it does look better when you ground your images like that. And then I used the die cut from one of the die cuts from the die cut set, and then I actually embossed this. Years ago, Stampin' Up! Had some embossing powder that matched our different colors, and this was Melon Mambo pink. So I grabbed that embossing powder and I did this on the black, and it turned out really nice. I wish that Stampin' Up! Had embossing powder that coordinated with our colors once again, because I really love embossing. And then I love the polka dot. There's just something about this little guy that I think the polka dot envelope looks beautiful. Okay, the very last project that I have for you today is this card here, and again I used that punch. I layered these and scrunched these up so it's doubled up, and I used a little brad. My plan was to do some pretty packaging items for you guys, but I just simply ran out of time. As many of you guys know, my husband lost his job at the beginning of February due to COVID, and we have just been, I can't believe February is almost over, and it has been crazy. Since that happened, he has been offered another job, and we're in the process of going through and getting all of that set up. It's a state job, so it's a little bit complicated in the way you have to go about things, but I have been pulled away from work a ton and pulled out of my office a ton as we've been dealing with family stuff and household stuff and all of the things that happen when you're kind of blindsided by something like that. And so I ran out of time getting all these projects together. So I apologize I don't have more for you, but this is our last one, and I did a really simple card. This is a die cut from the die set, and then this is one of the cards, and I loved the stripes here, and then the layers of paper. And then I wanted a little something because the sentiments, while they fit great in these dies, there's a lot of room around them because the dies tend to be a little bit bigger. So I wanted a little something to go there. I probably should have sprinkled a couple of the hexagons all over, you know, like maybe down here and up here, but I was trying to do something a little different. So that is my last card for you guys. Again, I will have all of these photos on my website. There will be a project sheet with all of the dimensions. And then after you're done watching this video, make sure you head on over to Pip's YouTube channel and her website and check out all the projects she did with this same suite. We call this our suite of possibilities because when you purchase a suite from the catalog, and you can do that a couple different ways. You can do that by just adding all of these items to your cart, or you can look for the suite item number, and when you do that item number, all of these things equal $81.25 if you're in the US, and you can use that one number and it will put all of those items in your cart, or you can pick and choose. So Pip and I love to call this our suite of possibilities because when you get just one suite of product, there are so many different possibilities of projects that you can create and things that you can make, and so we like to share that with you. So make sure you head on over to Pip's channel, make sure you give her a big shout out, subscribe to her channel. She's amazing. Her projects are beautiful, and I love that we have become friends. If you're here from Pip's channel, welcome. Please subscribe so you don't miss any other projects, and I hope you enjoyed my projects today. And we will catch you with our next suite of possibilities. That will be next month, and you'll have to show up to find out which suite that we are using. If you have a suggestion of a suite of product that you would like us to use, drop it in the comments and let us know because we always love your suggestions. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will be back on Friday to create another project with you. Have a wonderful week, you guys. So much for checking out my videos. Here on the screen, you're going to see 2 other videos that you can check out. I would love for you to do all the YouTubey things, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell so you get notified whenever I post a video, and I will catch you in my very next crafty video.